Hello, good day, everyone, wherever you are tuned in from. And another day, another few highlights to cover. And today, it's a little tragedy that we are going to discuss, which unfolded last week, to be precise. And you can see from the thumbnail, we will be talking about the life, the work, the conscience of Renee Nicole Good, uh, whose wonderful and very gracious life was cut short mm, by her confrontation with the ICE agents in the US state of Minneapolis. And we will primarily talk about the macro issue instead of going into the details surrounding those 15 to 20 seconds where this tragedy took place. This shouldn't have happened uh, on the first place, but this just shows where things are and where they are heading. So, overall, I'll say there's a wonderful story that we have from BBC with us covering her life and what she stood for. Little conflicting, so I had to deep dive into some other relevant sources just to understand the soul we are talking about. And I'll start with the xenophobia. Uh, there is no way to understand this entire episode unless we revert back to the roots, which is there since antiquity. Uh, in short, xenophobia, uh, uh, it's like uh, mostly you will see the fear of aliens, not the native ones. That's being xenophobia, but to make it a little more diplomatic, uh, unwelcoming um, attitude towards those who are not natives, who are not locals. And this is something which is there. Even in great city state, I'm sure if some uh, merchant from Middle East has ventured, I'm sure he would be liable to no rights. That's a known fact. Uh, whatever is happening in US right now is something which isn't out of the book, but we have to understand the land of opportunity. That land of opportunity uh, for the new world as it was, liberation from all the colonial and dark period. Now that land of opportunity is it now the land of localized opportunity? That's what the debate is. I think we should start from here. So there were a lot of flaws in the US system when it comes to immigration. They were always held between the rhetoric. They're a state which welcomes everyone who is persecuted, uh, who is underprivileged. Whoever sets foot on US has the opportunity to rise. There is no denial in that. And as it became the industrial power, the first half of or the last half of last quarter of 19th century, there was no match to it for sure. So this thing stands true. It was a land of opportunity, but these flaws, uh, unclear policies, political decisions instead of the new reality, which I believe should have dawned post 21st century in a rather streamlined manner. instead of those loopholes which were exploited. And then we saw unchecked immigration. And that's something 2008, the economic crash, and then the natives losing jobs, the new one coming in as cheap labor. There are a lot of things, lot of things. Mm, then if you specifically target those immigrant refugee communities for a crime which is like 1 in 1,000, and you label it to the entire sample, that's where you manipulate fact. Exactly, this is what has happened, especially after the second term of the present administration has started, President Trump. So this uh, notion really gained strength, and the loopholes were there. There were holes which were to be plugged, but uh, the way it was initiated, that weighed everyone in the same spectrum. You can be illegal somewhere, but that doesn't mean you're for sure a certified criminal from a cartel. Um, mm, I'm sure in any place in Mexico or in Venezuela, the cartel will be earning better than moving into some other place. They have ample people to do their dirty jobs. For example, the narco thing, which is always center of the debate. You don't need your boots there. Um, it has happened since centuries. That's how it works. So this was really hurting. That's what created the divide that we talk about, and that divide is actually something. Uh, After both extremes have emerged, one is for the expulsion, I'll say, of the non-natives from the soil. The others who are of the view that strengthen your system so that in future there is no loophole, there are proper border checks. Meanwhile, you can't label everyone as criminal and term them in the same category. That's inhuman. Now, this is where Miss Rennie Nicole Good, 37-year-old mother of three, uh, she comes. A typical, I hope I could say it right, midsummer dream, I'll say, a typical American dream, living a life like it should be, creative, acclaimed poet. She has won awards, no matter how small they are. It just shows a mind which was thoughtful enough, sensitive enough to write something for the greater good for the people. And then why was she there? She was there because he was a volunteer to observe the way uh, the crackdown on immigrants and refugees is going on. Now, let me say it very clearly by heart and by spirit. She was a US citizen. So he represent something which is very, very important. You just can't ignore it. It's a very simple thing. You just can't ignore it. And that's what the reality is. She represented the true spirit of US. He was there to observe. She was living quite a few blocks from where it happened, the fatal shooting. I will not go into those events. They do not matter here. That's for the investigation to uh, pursue the exact crime scene and how it unfolded. We are here to talk about the larger issue, this divide, this labeling which has created the problem. That's absolutely against human rights. Absolutely against human rights. Somebody who has seen a conflict zone like Sudan, Somalia, you tell them that it's fine, you can go back. Mhm. That's not the way. It's all right. They are They came here to seek refuge. That's fine. If you don't want them, there is a way to handle it. There is a way to rehab, relocations. You know, there's a lot of things the world has seen, world has witnessed, world has done in a graceful manner rather than this. So she was there, and she was, by all accounts, she had a very soft corner towards the rights of these people, these helpless immigrants, refugees, or unlawful aliens. Simply, I mean, without any validation, asylum seekers, you label them anything. They all fall under one category. They were not natives. Is that the case? Imagine the native in this case standing tall to preserve the rights of the non natives and then laying down her life, that beautiful life, for those people who might not know their name, those who are feeling for them, fighting for them in the street. She was someone who was on a mission. There are so many souls like her who in US feel for these people, who also feel for Gaza, who also understand and acknowledge that babies cannot be collateral damage. Entire communities can't be collateral damage. You cannot starve a population of millions in these civilized times, so-called civilized time we live in. That's the reality. She was a lovely soul. It's such a big loss, and it shows that when you build hope, build a foundation on hate, you never know what the repercussions are. The native lost a native soul which was too beautiful, too precious. I'm so sad. She was an angel. It's tragic beyond words. Tragic, tragic, tragic beyond words. I just cannot say enough how much it matters. It's such a painful thing. And we really hope sanity prevails, things are taken care in a civilized, in a humanly manner. Um, those who have a track record of crimes from their home countries or while they're during their tenure on in America, they deserve no pity. But those who have battled seas and mountains and snow and God knows what sort of exploitation just to reach there as a unit, as a family, to start a new life because they felt the world has not treated them fair. They deserve a chance to flourish. Look at immigrants, what they have done. In numerous cases, they have led from the front in the development. It's nothing alien. Have your faith. Renee Nicole Good, you laid down your life for the right cause, but still it is very painful to have a loss like this. We end it up here until we meet again. Thank you very much. Stay tuned.